Okay, welcome to Billy's Book. Here is going to be a real quick review of a book that I've only read a little bit for. The library has just said, well, you've got to take it back. You can't extend it. I guess 'cause it's a new book. It's all about the pioneers, classic history writer. Anyway, so I only got a little bit of it, but there's just like one quote. I'm just going to read you one quote that I think is amusing, okay? So the pioneers had to deal with the Indians. You may have heard something about that. Against President Washington's advice, a general named General St. Clair took his troops out beyond where they should have, and he ignored President Washington's advice about being careful. And they got out too far, and they were absolutely slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. So, someone delivered this news to President Washington. Someone told him, whispered it into his ear while there was a party, and he went and got the message and then came back and sat down very quietly. And then the party ended, and only later would Tobias Lear recount how, after the guests had left, Washington paced up and down the room, then exploded in a fury. "It's all over," he said. "St. Clair's defeated, routed, the officers nearly all killed. Here," he continued, his anger growing, "on this very spot, I took leave of him. 'You have your instructions,' I said, from the Secretary of War. I will add but one word. Beware of surprise. You know how the Indians fight us." He went off with that as my last warning. And yet, to suffer that army to be cut to pieces, hacked, butchered, tomahawked by surprise, the very thing I guarded him against. Oh God, oh God! He is worse than a murderer. How can he answer it to his country? The blood of the slain is upon him, the curse of widows and orphans, the curse of heaven. Tobias Lear had never heard such an outburst of rage, at the end of which Washington collapsed on a sofa and sat silent. Then his voice softened. He told Lear, "This must not go beyond this room. General St. Clair shall have his justice. I will receive him without displeasure. I will hear him without prejudice. He shall have full justice." So Washington was pissed, and he later did receive St. Clair with dignity and respect. And St. Clair, I do not think, was penalized. Anyway, that's my short review of this book. Of course, it's David McCullough, so it's all very interesting and well written, and other things happen too. If you can't do, review.